Hello everyone, this is Coach Dinosaur. Just want to share with you another part 2 of the Sicilian Alapin. So, yung Sicilian Alapin is one of the anti-Sicilians, no? So, that is C3. And then dito, we take a look on this line in part 1 where white plays knight a3, no? So dito tayo nag-focus nung part 1. Ngayon, we will have another part 2. This video will concentrate on d takes c5. So d takes c5, this is to exchange the queen, no? Or if black captures yung pawn, then white will have easy setup of development ng mga pieces niya, no? Because the queen has moved queen d5, queen c5, and then he has to move again the queen. So with this line, for example, absolutely hindi maganda yung pawn structure nung item, though this is still playable, but white gets the slight advantage here. Ngayon, if white plays queen a5, then there is knight bd2. It's either going to c4 or b3, and again white has a good setup ng mga piyesa niya, no? There is knight c4, queen c7, and here comes the queen a4. I think black is doing also good, pero hindi ganun ka-guarantee na magkakaroon ng magandang position yung itim, no? Because white already have three minor pieces plus the queen, and the bishop is ready din, no? Yung white squared bishop is also ready to make a plan or create pressure on especially the knight c6. Again, so from d takes c4, we recommend queen takes d1. So black is giving up a pawn, pero in exchange of initiative in the center and piece activity, no? So, and at the same time, white has to capture with the king, therefore yung king hindi na pwedeng kumasling. So here black plays e5. Black should play e5. This open up the center. At the same time, the bishop on f8 plans to attack the c5, no? So may mga may dalawang tira ditong pwede for white. One is the b4 and the other one is bishop e3. So in this part 2, we will talk about bishop e3. Kasi hindi pwede nating matakol halos lahat, or else kakainin ng dami ng oras ang ating video, no? So we will concentrate sa bishop e3 na to. So sa bishop e3, this protects the c5, at the same time, no, it develops the piece so that the rook on a1 can also make a plan after the knight moves. Again, after this, knight f6. This knight f6 has a tricky line. It can go to g4 or knight d5. This setup is to attack the bishop e3, which protects the c5. So yan po yung setup niya, no? So medyo matibay. So now we have here bishop b5, no? Yung main, one of the main lines na ating itatackle. This bishop, it pinned the knight on c6. At the same time, no, may plan siya na kainin yung knight so that this pawn will be captured by the knight on f3. So it's a pin. So white is already preparing to capture the pawn on e5. So it's a good strategy. It develops, and at the same time, yung king na ito makapunta sa e2 or king c1. At the same time, the king's rook can also become active in the gameplay. So here, we recommend castling. It's a check. So hindi niya pwedeng kainin yung knight because that castling, it stops the pin, at the same time checking the king, no? So intermediate, meron siya nakakuha siya ng tempo dito. Again, may mga tirang king c1, may knight bd2, and also may king d2. So we will talk about yung king e2. Later on, it will transpose then if knight moves to knight d2. It's all the same po, no? May pagkakaiba lang dito kasi ito, this stops the rook on a1, no? So white has only the plan to play rook h, e1 or d1. Pero here, white is planning to play for the rooks on the d file or on whatever open file on the files, no? So after king e2, ito na, knight d5. So knight d5, this knight attacks the e3, the bishop e3, because the bishop e3 is protecting, no? Protecting the pawn on c5. So may mga tira ang puti dito. So we have here bishop takes c6, pero mamaya natin pag-uusapan yan, no? Meron din na rook d1, no? So dako tayo ngayon sa knight bd2. So knight bd2, if you can see, white is still 1 pawn advantage, pero it has managed to develop also the minor pieces, and it prepares rooks to be connected, and then rooks to plan to play on the open file like the d file. So a great move from this knight bd2, no? So pero relax lang ang itim because there's no much weaknesses sa part ng itim, kundi yung knight sa c6 and e5. So here black plays f6. This prevents from being captured by bishop takes knight and knight takes pawn, no? So after that, hindi ito matira ng puti because of this, and then kaya knight b3 ang sagot ng puti. This has to stop any black's plan to capture the c5, because that knight is also defending the c5. So dito tira lang ng pang-relax, bishop e7. If you can see, yes, black has one pawn down, pero he has a problem on c5, no? And on the diagonal from b1 to h7. and at the same time the rook is not yet well prepared. So now, for example, let's say rook hd1 na, no? It's either rook a d1 or rook hd1. So now knight captures. That is the plan na. And if king takes, it might expose the king, pero it's still this move is still playable. Pero black can just play this, no? So to prepare the king from attacking the c5 pawn, kasi hindi na niya matanggal yung knight sa b3 because the pawn on c5 is already under attack. So we have here, instead of king takes, pawn takes. So from pawn takes, may strategy doon na rook takes d1. So from rook takes d1, ito is a blunder because of the e4. And after rook knight f d4, bishop checks. And though 1 pawn advantage, white loses on the exchange. So hindi siya maganda, no, to recapture with the rook. So it's only king takes. So dito na naman na magkakaroon ng problema yung because again the pawn on c5 is hanging. So ito lang siya, gaganon lang, because it's still the c5 is hanging. So now nagmamadali siya na king c2. Here comes king c7. Kung titignan ninyo, hindi na niya magalaw yung yung knight sa b3 because of that c5. Ngayon, if white gives up the c5, black has a very good two bishops in such a middle game transposition to end game. It will have a very awkward sa puti to defend against these two bishops. So nagmamadali, knight ngayon pag knight b2, ayun na, bishop takes. And again, I'll leave it to the viewer that this position is a guaranteed na may slight advantage transposing to endgame. So if for example rook d1 naman, he does not give up the pawn. So ito, may a6, no? May a6. So hindi pwede siya kasi may e4. So again, after bishop c4, pag nag e4, merong knight fd4, bishop g4, ma-exchange. Kaya napaka importante na hindi itira yung yung rook sa d1 because of that strategy from that point of view. So now, example, tumira tayo ng rook f1. So this attacks the bishop on f5, no? May mga discovery attack. So this is just bishop e3. Ayun. So again, hindi pa pwede to because of the e4. So black can't do anything, is to only to move something. For example, ito, then there will be knight d7. If rook takes, bishop takes, bishop lang after e4, and now king c6. So this threatens yung pawn na, no, sa c5. So for example, check, may king takes, and if check, may king b6 lang, knight check, meron tayong tira dito na king a6, which gives black a good chance, no? Wala talagang atake after this. Merong b6 lang. So check, may bishop takes, a takes, king takes, rook b1, and now king c5 lang. Galing ng tirang yan, no? Medyo, so if for example, ito yung tinira niya with the rook b1, bishop d8, rook takes, and after that, rook g8. Again, very hard, no? Because black has one pawn, pero hindi na rin mahirap na laruin ito sa sa itim, though the position is a kind of drawish, pero if you have this one pawn advantage, two pawns advantage, you already have this confidence na pwedeng matabla yung laro. Pero from this position, marami pang pwedeng gawin, no? Pwede rin tayong tumira doon if you want to stay out of that kind of position. Pwede rin ganito, slightly for black, two bishops, no? We have here, like for example, king b8 lang, knight d5, there's bishop d8, for example c5, this will be captured. So, ganun, may bishop b5 naman. If this move, there's bishop b5, bishop d3, then bishop e7. So again, I leave it to the viewers to enjoy these two bishops in such a game. Marami pang ibang pwedeng itira din dito si si puti, no? Pwede rin siyang pwede rin muna siyang mag rook a1, rook a8 bago niya itira yung king c6. Threatens na a4 before he can play the king c6. So you can have your own analysis in this kind of position where black enjoys initiative, no? So dito po tayo, so instead of knight d2, meron naman tumitira is, let's say tayo naman, rook d1, no? Here, rook d1, again, may mga na tayo, e4, knight d4, again, may bishop check, so he has to protect the check. Hindi pwede niyang galawin yung king kasi it will exchange the bishop and rook, which is bad for white. f3 is the only move, is the only good move, pero after pawn takes pawn, and example, we have this pawn takes pawn, no? Merong rook e8, good move. It is attacking the bishop on e3. So after pawn takes bishop, meron tayong rook takes, but this is also fine. You can also use knight takes, no? Because it threatens discovered attack and other things. If rook takes naman, for example, nag king c3, meron tayong bishop takes, which will lead to attacking the e file, and then kasi yung king wala nang protection. So for example, kumain siya doon, b takes, knight takes, may mga ganitong tira. Check, king move, and now mate in a few moves, check. Here, rook e8, and a few moves, checkmate. Kaya hindi niya pwedeng gawin yun. Pag hindi naman siya kumain, for example, nag knight d2, meron tayong rook h e8, where ang lakas na, hindi pwede yung mga pag itong mga tira, there are weaknesses, no, na pwedeng gawin. So bishop takes, c takes, and then if you can see, white has weaknesses on D pawn, on G pawn. So endgame wise, it can give white a good chance, no? But of course, we recommend knight takes e3. So now, if knight takes naman, instead of pawn takes kanina, may isang tira na maganda dito, bishop takes. Good move. No? Hindi pa pwede na kumain siya dito dahil rook takes, it protects the bishop, kaya hindi niya ma-discover the attack yun, no? Though, kung titignan nyo, is giving up the bishop. So, after this naman, bishop takes. No? Here comes knight f4. So, how can he protect the check at the same time the rook on d1? So, meron tayong ganito. Siyempre, there is knight takes pa rin. And if king f2, rook takes, king takes, and now, bishop f5. How can he protect the knight on g1? So, meron tayong knight fd d2, no? Natira. But after rook d8, yun na. So, it will come back. Pero, lamang na yung itim ng pawn. Rook check, capture, bishop takes, and now, ito pa, isa pang tirang malakas. Bishop takes. Kasi merong kain sa bishop at the same time, may discovered attack. So now he has to play king g3. After this, rook takes b1. And here comes f6 lang. And this is a winning position for black. So, we have here, no? So, natalakay natin yung rook d1. Ngayon, let's talk about bishop takes na para makain yung pawn sa e5. Ano naman gagawin ng itim? So, syempre, b takes. And now, here comes the knight takes. Kasi hindi pa rin pwede yung mga ganitong tira because of bishop takes. Knight. Either rook h or rook b, may ganito. Kaya hindi siya pwedeng itira, no? Yung b4 na yan. So after b takes, yun yung mga chance niya na kainin because the threat is already knight takes bishop, and then bishop takes c5. So dito, let's have knight takes talaga ang tira. King takes will have a very big problem sa kanyang position. Black can just play a very good move, g5. Looks, no, parang hindi siya malakas, pero if you can see, check, king f3, rook d3, king e2, check, and the next move, in the next few moves, knight e5, rook takes, and then checkmate on d1. So, hindi siya ganun hindi siya ganun basta-basta. So if for example, king f3, there is a bishop takes c5, and here, so there is a big, again, if you do this, there's rook takes, kaya hindi mo magalaw talaga. Now, if for example, knight takes naman, there is bishop takes, pawn, knight d4, rook h. And if king d2, there's bishop takes d4, c takes d4, rook takes d4, king c3, and then rook d3. And again, if for example he plays this, may check, king c1, good move, threatening checkmate sa c2. And if for example rook a2, may ganun. And black enjoys the whole second rank. Now, paano naman kung after knight takes pawn, so f takes e3 is the only move, no? So dito tayo target. So again, gusto ng puti na makakuha ng maraming pawn since he's still one pawn advantage. Another, okay. So ito hindi siya pwede because of this move, no? Again, hindi pwede siya kasi check and then wins many things, no? Rook takes, for example, rook takes, my bishop f5, and white is going to lose another piece. Okay. So the only move is king f2, rook h e8, f8. It's pinning the knight, of course, removing of the pin at the same time attacking the bishop on g5, g4, and here comes h5. At the same time, still the king is under attack, and the knight is still under attack, so he has to protect the knight. So for example, dito may mga pin na tayo dyan. If protect by the rook, meron naman tayong rook d3, which will be the next move na is to capture the knight. Example, rook takes check. Hindi siya pwede because of checkmate in a few moves, no? Checkmate in the next move. If king g1, so it's king h4, mayroon naman bishop e2. Good move na naman. Ina-atake yung rook at the same time, yung knight is still pinned. So hindi pwede siya kasi bishop will just capture. So now if rook moves king g5 example, no? Kasi if rook moves dito may bishop e7 check. So if knight moves, may checkmate dito. So there's no other way for black to escape sa mga ganitong position is kundi hindi niya kakainin yung pawn, 'di ba? Dahil pag kinain niya, it's a very dangerous position for for white, and it can lead to losing position. So here comes check, bishop g4. So again, mali yung sa first rank because the rook on d8 goes to d1 and the rook on h will be captured. So rook f2 is the only move. So ganon, no? So rook d6, it attacks the knight directly. Pag ganon, makukulong yung yung knight na yan, no? If yan ang ititira, medyo makukulong siya. Delikado. h3 and now bishop e3. Hindi niya pwedeng matira to because of the pin. So if g4, meron tayong rook e8, no? So knight c4, bishop takes lang, diretso dun sa diretso kasi dito sa discovered attack. And white is in losing position. Ngayon, if after this may knight d4 naman, no, para to protect the, so there's check. So again, if black moves dito, may rook e8 and it will pressure the second rank. If for example king d2, there's check. King d3, capture lang, c takes, and then check. King c4, rook takes e3, and then again mamimili na naman sa second rank si so for example dito siya tumira, may rook takes b2. So delikado si si puti, no? Because overexposed. So for example rook, may mga rook takes, knight d5, king d7. So, and then there is a threat coming from bishop c6, bishop e6. Knight takes, check. Example, dito, may e4. Pag gumanon, may capture. Pag naman tumaas, may rook e5 lang. Rook d8, and now, capture ulit ito. Because the pressure is still on, no? The pressure is still on. So, for example, tumira siya doon. So, check. King b6, and rook takes. And black is enjoying now 3 passed pawns, where black can actually sacrifice his bishop to the a2 pawn. Alright. So, napakahirap na after the check, mag king d1. So, let's try knight f3 naman. So, after knight f3, here comes rook e8, attacking the pawn, no? So, protects, there is capture, pawn takes bishop, diba? And now, rook f e6, because the pawn on e3 is now under attack. So, merong ganito, check. So, for example, king f1, delikado because of this move. Ang daming threat na sa second rank later on, no? So, there's no other way, hindi naman pwede to kasi there is bishop c1, no? Check. And after that, bishop takes b2. So, after this, hindi naman pwedeng king g3 because there is king g6. Ito, may check. So, if this move, rook e1, rook e5, threatening checkmate. Again, pag gumanon, may check dito. And wins. So, the only move is king g2 talaga. King g2, meron tayong bishop b6. No? Again, ang position is lamang pa rin ang puti. No? Pero, how can he protect now some certain of weaknesses? So, let's just say, for example, kumain siya, no? Rook takes. How can he protect this f1? So, for example, king b1 siya, rook e2 check. Pag king g3, meron tayong bishop c7. Pag nag f4, no? Pwedeng chumek. Pwede rin to. Oh, sorry. Hindi pala pwede to because of a very good move. Wow. So, be careful of this endgame, no? Very tricky talaga ang endgame na to. So, with the rook b1, yeah. We have here bishop c7. Pag naman na tumira yung knight doon to protect the pawn, meron tayong rook e2 check. King g, again, if dito tumira, meron check. No? So, if king g3, dito, and f4. And now, rook e4. So, again, mamimili na naman, no? Ang kakainin. For example, dito tumira, may mga, pwede kayong, dito na, pwede na kayong tumira. So, knight takes, rook takes, delikado, no? Delikado. So, hindi basta-basta kumakain. So, after that, bishop takes, king f2. If you can see, black regains the pawn. At the same time, yung position niya is bishop against the knight in an endgame position where you have connected passed pawns will really give a white very awkward position. And I hope you like this video. Thank you for watching. Please press subscribe with the bell button notification for future video. Thanks.